What is up guys? In today's video we're gonna explain drifting. We're gonna talk about these three beautiful cars right here, why I have two of these, why these two types of cars are better than other drift cars, what types of cars are good to use, and at the end we are gonna do a little drift race talking about the little tips, little tricks that can make you better in drifting in GTA 5 online. Alright, so first up we're gonna talk about these three cars I have right here. This is my very first drift car. It is the NAEMS ZR350. Over here we have the NAEMS. These are both very capable, very good drift cars. They're decently cheap and they're very easy to control. That's the main thing. They're not too fast, they're a little slower, but they're very easy to keep control over, and that's very important in the drift race and in any drift car. You don't want to lose control, you don't want it to oversteer or to just not have the traction. So of course we have the ZR350 right here for 1.2. I do recommend this one the most. It's the one I like the most. The Jester RR is also a solid one. The Urus I'm not too familiar with. Also we're gonna go to the car meet after this, show you the list of drift cars and where you can find it. I don't know if the Ramus is in here. Legendary, I don't think it is. I think it's in here, but the two-door. Let's see real quick. There it is. The Ramus goes for 1 billion. Also pretty cheap, very good car to use. So why are these cars better? They're a little bit slower, they're more controllable, and that's the main thing, right? Most people are gonna go for a basic car. You can either tune them or not tune them at all. Sometimes the basic cars, the stock version of the car, is easier to use for some people. It's personal preference, so do keep that in mind. Some people might like this car over that one or the other way around. There's a lot of different options in drift cars, so I would suggest just doing a couple drift races, trying some out and just seeing what you like, and then go for that one. Buy it, tune it, and slowly build up experience, because that's the most important part, guys. Practice makes perfect, so if you work on your practice and you practice a lot and consistently, you will get good. Trust me, you will. Now why is this car here? Why do I have two? Well, this one has Benny wheels. Benny wheels bring a very interesting contrast to this. It actually makes the drift car more controllable, easier to control even. Again, I would say this is somewhat personal opinion. I do find the Bennies or F1s or glitched wheels to make it more controllable. So, but keep in mind it can be personal opinion. It doesn't work for everybody. That's with most things. But I do suggest the ZR350 for most people. I see a lot of people do good in that particular car. It's not that fast. It's very controllable. Now we're gonna quickly go over to the car meet. I'm gonna show you the list of drift vehicles. Ones you should stay away from at the start. Definitely the two Ken block cars I would suggest to stay away from at the start. and because they're very fast, and I see a lot of people use them because they look cool. I get that, but definitely just try some of the other cars at first, because the two can block cars, the Drift Tampa and the Yosemite Drift, I think they're called. They are very fast and very aggressive to drive. So you not only gotta be very aware of your steering, and you're very controlling in the steering, but also of the throttle. So not just one thing to manage, now you gotta manage two things, which can be very difficult for beginners. So right here in the car meet at the laptop, this is next to the HSW test ride car, and also the customs right here. This is the customs location if you use it inside of the LS car meet. So right here you can go to the laptop, you can click right on the D-pad to show the HSW vehicle list and left to show the drift list. This will also, if you click the square button, this is for PlayStation of course, I'm not sure which button it is on Xbox, but it will redirect you to the correct site to buy these cars. As you can see, it will redirect me to Southern for the specific car, and I believe this one should redirect me to Legendary. There we go. So if you don't know which site to find these cars on, you can do it that way. There are a total of 2, 4, 6, 8 cars. I would suggest staying away from these two, the Drift Yosemite and the Drift Tampa. At first, you can obviously at a later point go to these cars, but they're not very good to start drifting in. They're not good for beginners, definitely not. So keep that in mind, guys. With that said, we're gonna go into a drift race. I think Rockstar just invited us. Yes, suggested one to us. Drift race, Let It Fly. This one can be difficult. Let It Fly. This is on the airport LSIA, of course. It's a little bit of a tighter circuit, and we're not the host. For fuck's sakes. I'm just gonna find one where we can be the host real quick. Play jobs, Rockstar created. Actually, bookmarked. Okay, stop races. A Hill to Die On, that's pretty good. Where's this one? I'm gonna go for A Hill to Die On. This is a point-to-point race by PSN. Well, it's right there, Jeff the Zebra. You're more than welcome to join, bro. I heard from Doomboy that you are a very capable drifter, and I haven't drifted in a while, so I'm gonna be very rusty. By the way, guys that are watching this video, I'm actively live right now. I'm doing my birthday stream. We are recording this live, so I might still be live when this video goes up, because I'm gonna, as soon as I'm done recording, I'm gonna send it. There we go, there's that. So it might be up by the time I might still be live by the time this video goes up. Again, if you're starting out, if you're hosting, I suggest you to do dot contact. This is just better. It makes the drift race about you, and it's gonna be a drift race about your skill. You're not gonna get fucked over by people that are like, ah, shit, I just lost all my points. Now I'm gonna fuck over everybody else that's racing around. Because there's a lot of people out there that like to troll and like to do that. So definitely dot contact is the way to go for drift races. I always suggest going dot contact. This is one of the easier tracks, I think, personally, the hill to die on. It's pretty easy to drift around this one. It's a good one to learn on. It has a lot of different things. It has uphill drifting, downhill drifting, long corners, short corners, deep and tight corners. It's a good all-round. Let's Fly is the easiest one for you. This one is the one I feel most comfortable with. I would personally stay away from the beach one. I'm not sure what it's called, but the beach one is a little iffy just because it's on the beach. The grip on the beach is way different than normal on road, obviously. So yeah, Dan agrees right here. So stay away from the beach one at first. It's not a very good one. Let's see what car Dan brought. Ah, he brought the same car. Non-glitched wheels. One thing as well, you can run her over the starting line girl, but you will lose your multipliers and your points. So how do you gain points fast? Right? That's a thing you want to know, right? First thing is drift angle, right? The sharper the angle, the more points you're gonna get, and the more multiplier you're gonna build. If I drift like this, I'm not gonna get a lot of points. But if I drift like that, I'm gonna get way more. And if I hit or tap the wall like that, I tap the wall very subtle. Not very hard. I tapped it a little bit, and I lost the multiplier. If you hit the wall very hard, you're gonna lose all your goddamn points. So don't hit the wall. It's easier if you know you're about to hit the wall and you don't want to lose your points. Just slow down. Just brake, bro. You can always brake. Slow down, confirm your points, and then keep going. You know, reset and go on. You know, you don't have to go all out. Don't be scared to just secure your points at some point, right? I'm obviously gonna try and drift the entire race, because that's gonna give me the most points, right? See, I'm gonna lose my points right there. Why? What happened? Well, first of all, I'm on a downhill section, right? So that means I'm gonna go faster, and it's gonna be way easier to lose my grip. It's way easier to oversteer and lose the back end like I just did there, right? I don't want to do that. I want to keep control. So here I'm actually gonna be very easy on the gas, because the car drifts by itself. It really drifts by itself. You don't have to gas it all the goddamn time. Every time I switch sides, I let go of the gas. Every time. Why? Because it makes it easier to switch sides. If I keep the gas on, it's gonna be way more difficult to switch the side. as you can see, doing it like this makes it look effortless. It makes it very easy. Even little tricks like that can be very easy if you know how to use your throttle correctly. The most important thing in drifting is your steering. That's the most important thing. Steering means everything. It means your drift angle, it means your speed. You can slow down by simply steering. You can slow down by switching sides constantly, right? I'm gonna go very slow like this. I'm not gonna collect a lot of points because I'm going slow. If I speed up and keep a drift, I'm gonna gain a lot of points. Sustaining a drift and doing it in at a high speed, you're gonna get a lot of points. So your main focus during a drift race is gonna be containing speed and just keeping your points going. Keep that multiplier at 5. Build it up fast, keep it at 5, and just keep going. Don't stop. And it's okay to fail. It's okay to lose points. It's okay to tap the wall. As you saw me do earlier, I tapped the wall. Did I stop? Did I give up? No. I'm gonna keep going. Why? Because I can build back up the multiplier. If I keep going, I'm building back up the multiplier, back up to 5. It doesn't matter that I tap the wall. And the most important thing you gotta know about drifting, or about anything really, is practice makes perfect, bro. Here I am not letting go of the gas because I want to sustain this big turn as much as possible. So I need speed. And this car is kind of slow. That's why I'm holding the gas. I want to contain the speed so I can keep going and keep going and keep going. One big tip: never ever hit the brakes. Never. Either let go of the gas, switch sides aggressively to slow down. Don't fucking hit the brakes. Don't do it. It's a bad idea. Hitting the brakes is gonna end your drift. It's gonna make you lose multipliers. You're gonna get terrible points. It's not a good idea. Yeah, I am on Benny's wheels at the moment. This car is on Benny wheels. Obviously, I'm not drifting my balls off right now. I'm trying to show me fucking up and failing, you know. Yeah, get your bennies out as well. I'll try the almost fucking choked on my drink. I'll try my Remus right now. I'm not very consistent on the Remus. It's very different. Yeah, Doom, we're finally doing it. Doom has been wanting to see me and Dan drift together. Alright, so this is the Remus. It's very similar to the ZR350. It's a little faster. It has better acceleration. And it's easy. I think this one is easier to sustain longer drifts. As you see there, I got precision points. You get precision points by going close to those poles, usually with the nose of the vehicle, and it's just bonus points basically. So you see, I got a lot of multiplier already. I'm building it up fast by keeping speed, aggressive angles on the drifting. And you see there, I messed up right there. I made a mistake, but I made it up. I made it up by doing that little trick. I made a mistake and oversteered right there, but it's very easy to just reverse a little bit and fix it. You don't have to end your drift. I knew I had the room to not hit the wall and to just fix my issue and fix my mistake. Here I'm gonna tap the wall and I'm gonna lose all my multiplier. I'm actually surprised I didn't lose my points. It's very important to learn the track you drift on and just to understand your car. If you find a car you like and enjoy, stick with it. Don't switch. Stick with that one car. Any car, any of the drift cars can win you a race. It really doesn't matter. If it's a car you like, you enjoy, and you find easy to handle, keep using it, bro. As you see, I'm trying not to go too fast because this is a tighter track. So if I'm gonna go fast, I'm gonna fuck up. This corner right here is very tight. You almost have to switch sides in there to keep going. Now I'm gonna slow down a little, get close to the pole right there. And the green areas, don't be afraid not to go for the green area. You don't have to go for the green area. You can, and the green area will give you more points and more multiplier points. Yes, it will make you gain those points very fast. But you don't have to go for the fucking green area. It's not necessary. You can go for the easier side and just gain points. That way, it's a lot easier, especially when you're beginning, when you're starting out with drifting, or you're just having trouble with drifting. You've been doing it for a while and you're having trouble with it. Don't be afraid not to go for the green area. Sometimes you just haven't set up your corner right, and going for the green area is almost impossible. Oh my god, Dan. You finish early, bro. You're fast. I mean, I'm usually a lot faster than this as well, but yeah, I'm usually a lot faster drifting as well. Just because I'm trying to explain it, I'm slowing down a little bit. But you benefit from going fast, because if you go fast in a drift, you're gonna gain a lot more points and a lot faster. Speed is really important. So keeping your speed, it's gonna get you more points. It's gonna make you gain more points. It's gonna make you gain them faster. It's gonna give you the multiplier faster. And yeah, that's basically it. Just keep calm and practice. Get a car that's do a couple of drift races. Oh, that's actually not the one I want. I want highway code. Do a couple of races. Find a race you like, and keep trying that one. Try that one with different cars. The ZRR is crap. Try the drift race with multiple cars, you know. Find a car that suits you. Because obviously the Ramus that I just used was a lot better at the long drifts. It was way easier for me to do the long drifts with that one than it was with the ZR350. But I personally enjoy the ZR350 more. I'm better with it. I'm more controllable with it, and I don't mess up as much with it. That's just the car I enjoy more. Right now, just to show why you shouldn't use these cars, I'm gonna use one of these, and I'm gonna show you why this one is bad to use. I might absolutely fail with this one, but it will be a good show of why this car is not that good for drifting. It can be good for drifting if you learn this car and train this car. I haven't learned this car, I haven't trained this car, so I suck with it. It's also because this fucking car is way too fucking fast. This car is so blistering fast. And it's wide, it's big, it's long. It's very easy to fuck up in the tighter areas with such a big car and such a fast car. I can catch up to Dan very fast with this one. I don't really even have to try to catch up. It's gonna do that anyways. See? I just went way too fast for that one. I'm sure I'm gonna fuck up here. It's very hard to do this bit with a big car like this. I'm actually surprised I made that. Of course, I have been drifting for a while, so I know what I'm doing, but still. This is... I would suggest not using this car at all. This car better not gonna make me eat my words, right? No, like the main reason you don't use this car is because it's so big. It's way too big for these small drift tracks. Especially for the one we just did, Let It Fly. That one is on LSIA and it's a very tight drift track. Don't pick a big ass car like this on a race like that, bro. Don't do it. The ZR350 that Dan is using, the Ramus, the Jester RR is pretty good as well. I would suggest one of those three cars. They are way easier to use. They're way smaller. They're slower, which is not that bad. A slower car is not that bad for drift races. You can still drift very fast with a slow car, as you see Dan doing right now. Dan is blistering fast with that thing. See, I had to correct myself there and lose out on some points because this car is so fast and so big that I almost had tapped the wall right there. I'm finding I have to constantly correct this car. I constantly have to get off the gas and make sure I don't go too fast with this car. Also, if you have trouble focusing in these races, it can be because of the other cars around you. Like, for example, I have a lot of trouble focusing when I'm drifting with the full 8 people. If I'm at the same point as all of them at all times. If they're drifting all around me, I'm having trouble focusing on myself. It's a race about you and not about finishing first. It's about getting the most points. That's what these races are about, getting the most points. Who cares who finishes first? Yeah, you might get a little more bonus points if you finish first, but if you get 10k more points by being a better drifter, those 5k bonus points are not gonna fucking matter, are they? Focus on you. Make sure you get a good amount of points. Don't get distracted by your opponents. Race in non-contact, please. I definitely race in non-contact, because contact with this shit is just no. No. There's a lot of dickheads out there. There's a lot of annoying people out there that just wanna troll and wanna make you annoyed. A lot of people enjoy annoying other people. Well, you're just trying to learn and get better. Can get frustrating. Just do your own thing, bro. Don't be afraid to start a drift race on your own either. Don't be afraid to just grab a drift car and drift around Los Santos, right? Like, that's what I did at first. I was drifting every day for at least an hour. I did a couple of drift races every day. I drifted around the city all the time when I did my daily shit. Going to the car meet in the drift car. See, Dan finished first just now. But I believe I just got way more points. And this proves it doesn't matter who fucking finishes first. If you drift better, you're gonna win. Even though this car sucks. Yeah, Dan was indeed doing 360s as well. Those 360s are not good for points. Let me tell you that. They are not good for points. Let me actually get one more race done. We're at 30 minutes into the recording. Let's actually get... You pick one, Dan. You pick a drift race. I'll get my OG car out and we'll go full tilt. Smoke and mirrors. Alright. Let me actually get my ZR 350 out. The non-glitched wheels. And we'll see who takes the crown. Alright, guys. So, for this video, I want to thank you all very much for watching. This is just gonna be a training video. I'm gonna end straight after this race, after the scoreboard. So, good luck with training, good luck with practicing. Don't be scared to fail. Practice makes perfect. Dan actually picked a pretty decent, difficult racing track, and it's raining as well. Or it's wet, so it's very, very slippery. Right now I'm focusing on getting the extra points and staying within the fucking lines of the street right now. As I said, I'm still a bit rusty. I haven't drifted in this car for a while. That should be no excuse. And it is a lot more difficult in the wet, because again, your car is going to be even more slippery than it normally is. But don't be afraid. Keep your cool, stay focused, and keep it going. I actually didn't make too much mistakes in these couple of races, so it wasn't too much explaining. But I just fucked up. Yeah, it ended there. Even though I did basically nothing wrong on the drift itself, because I went past the checkpoint and went backwards for a little bit, it ended my drift. If you go backwards in any of the races, at any point, it's gonna end your drift and count your points. So definitely try and not go backwards. You cannot get more points. You're only gonna lose points. As you see, Dan made the same mistake there. But that's fine. We didn't lose the points, and that's the most important part. I overdrifted. I had to end there. For fuck's sakes. Let me stop talking and actually focus up for a minute. See, I just made a mistake there. A proper mistake. I went way too fast. And what did I do? I just braked. I knew I was gonna lose my points if I kept going. So at a point like that, just stop. Just pull the brakes. Don't be afraid to just collect your points and get another drift core. Yeah, you're gonna in the long run lose out on some points, yeah, but you're not gonna lose out on 26,000 points. No, you're gonna lose out on like maybe 1,000, maybe 2,000 points. And at the start, when you're still starting out, don't focus on these fucking pillars, bro. Just do you. Just get comfortable with your drift car, and then you can slowly start trying to go for the more difficult towers, for the precision drifts. This one is very oh, it ended my drift. No. The bastards. It ended my drift. That's actually tragic. I thought I was gonna get the 1k points. I think right there the reason it ended my drift is because I was going too slow. I'm still not quite sure on that one, but I think that's why. I think Dan has this in the bag. I made a couple of mistakes. Stupid mistakes. Yeah, Dan has this one. By a mile. Very nice, Dan. GG's. You did very well. I made some stupid mistakes there, but GG's. Seems like Dan takes the crown on this one. So, anyways, I'm gonna do one more, Dan, though. I wanna see if I can redeem myself on another one, then, if you're okay with that. But for the video, that's gonna be it. So this is quite a long explanation, but I hope it was helpful. I hope it was informative. I hope you learned something from it. And yeah, practice makes perfect, man. Don't be afraid to just put an hour or two in it every day and slowly get good. So with that said, peace, love and respect. And as always, peace!